For the first time in more than 5.5 years, we finally tonight have a few new answers to a question that has loomed over Indiana and over the town of Delphi. Who killed Abby Williams and Libby German?
From the end of the bridge to, you got to go through. Now, I believe that the bodies were found about 50.
Born from a family's grief and determination. In April of 2020, Army soldier Vanessa Guillen went missing while stationed at one of the largest military installations.
That little music in the background that goes, "Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious."
Right.
Knew about it or was there. He's as guilty as the person who committed it.
Chilling details in the arrest of a suspected serial killer caught before he could strike again.
They dropped the ball, man. Like they said, he went AWOL, and that he was a deserter, and nobody went to look for him.
Today is not a day to celebrate, but the arrest of Richard M. Allen of Delphi on 2 counts of murder.
Like I said, we're going back. We were asked last time to kind of talk about the food, the grub truck video, and kind of give our perspective of it. The press release from the police department, it indicated that they're still trying to put pieces together from that night. Does that worry you at any point or at any bit that they're still trying to put those pieces together?
It's been over 5 weeks since little Kaylee Anthony vanished. Her mother, Casey, has been arrested for lying to police. She's being held without bail.
Hey, greetings from the year 3000. It still sucks. This is Philip J. Fry, and you're listening to the Drunken Turkey Show. Your one stop for this sort of thing. Hit that button, like and subscribe. You know what to do, just like every other podcast.
Just like every other podcast. What is up, everybody? Big Blue, happy belated Easter, my man. How was your weekend?
Happy Easter, everybody. We're late tonight because of me, guys. That's why I had too much fun at Easter. Good, man. I did an ambulance ride out on Saturday night till midnight. We had a couple of good traumas.
Nice.
And the next morning, I took off to Del Rio like at 5 a.m. Drove there and back. Had barbecue, piñata, and all that stuff. So last night I went to work running like on 3 hours of sleep in 24-hour span. So
yeah.
And then this morning I had some bright ideas to run some errands, and probably got like an hour of sleep this morning, then an hour of sleep this afternoon, man. So
well,
just winging it.
Well, I'm glad you're here, my man. I'm glad you got your shirt on right. It's the right color. It's the right day.
I know.
We're glad to see you, my man. We're glad to see you.
And I'm off tonight, so instead of coffee or Red Bull, it might be whiskey tonight. So we'll see.
All right.
Well, soda in a bit.
Yeah. Well, today we're going to go back into the Caleb Harris missing persons case. He vanished earlier, well, it's already April, so it was early last month. He disappeared. Let's go through a little bit of a timeline of what happened. He is a college student at TAMUCC, Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. So March 3rd, he's playing video games with his buddies. March 4th, in the early morning hours, he goes outside scene with his dog on a Ring camera with his 2 roommates. His roommates go inside at 2:20. He tells his roommates that his roommates tell him they're going to go to bed. He tells them that he's going to order some snacks for tomorrow on Uber Eats. And then he's seen on Snapchat sending a video to his younger sister, him walking the dog at 2:44 a.m. At 3:03, he ends up sending a Snapchat photo to a high school friend who lives in San Antonio. That photo showed a small bridge over a drainage glitch on the 1900 block of Ennis Joslin, a few hundred feet from the entrance of his apartment complex. At 3:12, his cell phone shared its last location data with the nearest cell phone tower. And at 3:20, 8 minutes after that, is when the Uber Eats delivered Harris's order to his apartment. The order was left outside in the front door. 4 hours later, at 11 a.m., is when one of Caleb's Roommates found the Uber Eats order outside the front door, saw Harris's pickup truck parked in the front of the apartment. Harris's wallet and keys were in the apartment, but his cell phone was missing. The roommates called police to report Harris missing. Vanished without a trace at this point. Nobody knows where he's at, and we have the founder of Search and Rescue, SATX, Nina Glass, on with us. She's been out there since almost day one out there searching for Caleb Harris. Welcome to the show, Nina, and happy belated Easter as well to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nina, for being on today.
No problem.
So Nina, how did you hear about the missing case? When were you informed about Caleb's disappearance?
One of my investigators lives down here in Corpus Christi, and she sent it to me on Tuesday. So the day after he went missing.
The day after he went missing. And I'm guessing just the buzz in the air was that he just kind of vanished. Food was left outside.
Correct.
Okay. And how much time after that were you guys out there?
Well, what we did was we investigated Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Thursday I decided, okay, let's go. Contacted the family, came down here Friday. So I was here Friday the 8th.
Got you. And so you contact the family. Obviously, they don't know where he's at. You get down there on the 8th. What did the complex look like by the time you got there? Did you ever see any police searching, or was there already searching going on at that time?
No, not when I got down there. There wasn't any like big searches or anything going on at all at the complex.
Got you.
Where have y'all been searching for him lately? Where that drainage bridge ends up at, or in the Bay Area?
So that drainage ditch doesn't end up in the Bay Area. That drainage ditch ends up into an underwater sewer system.
Okay.
And so I dropped two of my guys that are down here helping with me, Jonathan and Julian. We dropped them by ladder into the drainage system to walk the drainage system looking for him or his phone.
Okay.
Gotcha. And no evidence of anything in that drainage ditch?
No. And that water's only like 10 or 12 inches deep.
Okay.
Huh. Now it was 4 days afterwards. I would assume, since you said there's no real searches going on, it's wet down there. No footprints or anything like that in the mud?
No, there wasn't like any individual footprints or anything like that. But that post and that picture really didn't lead us anywhere.
Didn't lead anywhere. And this is the area where that last photo he took. This is the last photo. It's blurred out.
The last photo. Yeah, and I think the one you were just using is actually the one we took.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a cleared up picture of what it looks like.
Yeah.
So some
we
factors.
weren't exactly at the same angle, but if you look, I know a lot of people are blowing up the pictures and trying to see stuff, but if you look like towards the drainage ditch, that's a dead drop off.
Oh, got you.
Right there's a straight drop.
Yeah. That looks like if you fall over the top, that's probably a good fall. And given
I would say about 8 feet or so.
Yeah, and then given the mud and terrain underneath there would be some sort of impression left there, in my opinion.
No, there would be. That mud was nasty.
Yeah, I've been fishing in Corpus a few times, and especially around those creek areas. When you get close, you leave impressions and you start sinking in. So if he was around there, they would have seen it.
My searchers have left their boots in place, if that makes sense. Because we're all wearing snake boots.
Yeah.
So they would step in the mud and then walk and walk right out of their boots.
Yeah. Yeah, the mud gets all sticky and spush.
Yeah.
And so right here is where he took the picture. Is this where, to your knowledge, where he was last pinged at, or did he move from here?
No, that was the last ping.
This was the last ping. I know there was some speculation that he pinged somewhere by a business down the road. Was that
Correct. But
cleared up?
CCTV, yeah, they cleared it up and said they believe it was right outside of the cottages or inside the cottages. It's right there.
Got you. And right here in the street, there is no tire marks or anything. Kind of look like somebody took off fast.
No, we looked, just in case it might have been an accident or things like that. Nothing. And we actually searched this ditch 3 different times just to make sure we were catching everything.
Wow.
So where do the police have, do they have an idea of what could have happened? Or any other camera footage that came out yet, or nothing?
No other camera footage, and they're not sharing much information with us. We're just kind of going by 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles. Okay, let's check the water, kind of things like that.
Okay.
Got you. And this is Caleb, y'all. For those
Yes,
who
this
hadn't seen it.
this is my first case where we've had 0 information.
Yeah, there's not much out there when you watch the news.
No, there's nothing to go by.
Yeah.
I mean, that was at 1 o'clock, 1 something that night. Obviously, it says he was wearing the khaki hat, the white shirt, the grayish teal pants.
Yeah.
That's really what we have to go on. That and his phone. He had his phone with him.
Now, this camera right here that captured him, is this his Ring camera to his apartment?
No, it's the neighbors.
Okay. So, to your knowledge, are you aware if this camera specifically caught him leaving at 2:45 or at 2:20?
There's no camera footage brought forth to this point that caught him leaving at the time. This is the last video image of Kate.
Okay.
Have you spoken to the person in San Antonio who he sent the snap picture to?
No, but that's one of his buddies that he plays video games with us.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering what the context would have been of that photo. He was playing video games that night, right?
He was playing video games earlier that day.
Okay.
He was playing with a buddy in Colorado and different things like that. But I personally don't even know the name of the person in San Antonio.
Got you. No, I was just wondering if maybe they were playing games and he was like, "Hey, I'm walking the dog," and took a picture, or no, he had already took the dog back.
So the dog video was sent to his sister,
Uh-huh.
his younger sister. She just turned 17 last Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
That was sent to her, and then he went. Well, from what I understand, he went and put the dog back in the house, and then he came back out.
Yeah.
That is odd.
It was his friend's girlfriend's dog, right?
It was the roommate. Okay, so from what I understand, one of the roommate's mothers had a patient that had a dog she couldn't take care of or something like that, so they took the dog.
Oh, okay.
And it was their dog, all 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
This is just weird because, if you think that there was an accident, you would expect to see some sort of evidence of an accident. There's no evidence of an accident. If you think, it's on the it's on a highway. Let me actually pull it up real quick. Let me pull up this street.
On SPID and NS.
Okay, so let's pull this up real quick. So this is where he spotted here on this road.
Yeah.
This is his complex. There's not much on this roadway.
Correct. There's a bunch of it's cornfields.
Right. So there's no evidence of somebody taking off. I'm not sure you would see, unless there was a car pulled over and there was some sort of disturbance going on that he went to go help out in. I mean, there shouldn't be anything on the side of the road or any of those things for him to stop at.
Correct.
And if there's no peeling out, I would think that if somebody committed a crime, let's just say this was a situation where on the side of the road, he walks up to something, or even if somebody pulls up and is trying to prank him and it goes too far type of thing, you would expect to see somebody leaving there at a high rate of speed, and there'd be evidence of the vehicle taking off.
And I'm going to tell you, from what I understand, there wasn't, but not that I saw either.
Okay. Yeah, because to the right, there's the Bay Area, right? In that wooded little area right there in front of.
No, that's just a drainage ditch all the way to SPID. It goes under SPID and out to Oso Bay.
Okay.
Huh. And the bay has been checked?
Countlessly. By foot, by helicopter, by airboat. It's just been completely covered.
Yeah.
Today we did Corpus Christi Bay by boat.
Okay.
Jeez.
And his father was donated the time and a helicopter with the pilot, and they flew around for 3 straight days.
Oh, jeez.
Man.
And when I tell you that helicopter pilot was awesome, that man was 5 foot from the ground.
Oh, wow.
Stirring up everything with the chopper, it was amazing. He did an amazing job.
And so the phone goes off. Everything's at his house. So,
right.
I mean, the only thing that could come up, if anything, because he was barefoot too, is a phone, his clothing, and his hat.
Correct. And I believe he had a necklace on that had a James Avery ring with the fish. I forgot what it means, but like the Jesus fish or something. I can't remember what it means.
Yeah.
But he had that on. He had on, from what we understand, that picture you see, the hat, the white shirt, and the grayish, like gray turquoise style fishing pants. They were Sims pants.
Oh, okay. Okay. And this is a map of all the areas that you guys have checked. Is this correct?
Yes.
All right. And so I think that his apartment complex is right here, if I'm correct.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, just to kind of give everybody an idea, the entire coastline here has been checked.
It's been checked by chopper, by boat, and on foot.
Have dogs been out there?
So they had dogs in the first 2 to 3 days. Unfortunately, my handler that comes out and helps us, my canine handler, broke her ankle. So she hasn't been able to come down. So
But
they had Techstar down here with their dogs, like on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay.
And it didn't go anywhere? It stopped at that bridge too?
I don't know exactly the pattern that they took because, of course, they're not going to tell us.
Gotcha. Right.
But from what I understand, they didn't lead to anything.
And he didn't have any stressors or any mental illnesses that, like,
Nope.
ADHD or anything like that he was taking medicines with before?
Nope. No medication, none of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Nothing like that. I mean, he was just your average 21-year-old college student.
When it comes to him being barefooted, speaking with his family and his parents, was that a common occurrence for him to walk even outside barefooted?
Yes, it's also common down here. I mean, one of my searchers drives barefoot. She just drives like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in a coastal town. They're either barefoot or they're in flip-flops.
Yeah. I mean, I like Corpus, but in the summertime, you wouldn't catch me without any socks or shoes on, because I did the mistake one time crossing the beach road to get to my car, and my feet hurt for a week.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of these people down here, and I can see it because I see it every day. I've been here for 26 days. I can see they're running around without shoes on. So it doesn't surprise me. If I wasn't in Corpus, say I was in San Antonio, I'd be like, oh, something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
But being down here in Corpus, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. I get it.
Huh. Man. And so it's a common thing, and Blue, like he mentioned, there's no sign of any mental illness or anything like that.
No.
What about like a girlfriend or anything like that? Any love interest?
As far as I've been told from friends and family, he doesn't have a girlfriend at this point. His interests are fishing and duck hunting.
Got you.
And he's going to school for environmental science, either to be a game warden or to switch over and be an environmental lawyer.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice. And so he I know that some people have brought it up and spoken, stating that maybe perhaps he went out to go look at the fishing spot or something like that. His fishing hole that he would go to, it wasn't in walking distance, was it?
No.
Okay.
And I won't say the name of it on here, but it's not. He had two, and neither one of them were within walking.
Got you.
Okay.
Did he had to be at school that next day?
I believe his classes started at 10:30.
Yeah, because that's why he ordered the Uber Eats so he can take.
Right. So that night he was talking to his dad. He was getting everything together to go fishing after school with his buddies. He ordered the Uber Eats because he eats like a Lunchable at school, and then he had an energy drink, an apple pie, and another Lunchable for fishing.
The night that he went missing, was there, the roommates or anybody ever mention any alcohol consumption that night?
Honestly, I don't remember if they said that or not, but it's quite a possibility. I mean, they're college kids.
Right. All right.
I just don't want to quote anybody because I can't remember exactly who's.
No problem.
So this is a map where you guys have searched, and like I said, it appears that you guys are definitely searching along all the waterways here.
Absolutely, and those are also the Oso trails, the preserves, the bird preserves, the nature preserves, like all of that.
Wow, I mean, it's just crazy that he just vanished, like without any
My biggest
evidence.
thing is there's one person, maybe two people here in Corpus Christi that knows what happened to him, and those people need to come forward.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my thing.
Yeah, it's starting to look that way, because if there's something that happened, like accidental or something like that, there's usually evidence of it.
Right.
Where
Tomorrow or today is actually 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know most of the time every apartment complex has video cameras on their exits and entrances.
They have video cameras, but they have not worked in years, from what I understand. So the the security gates at the front, we came in on Friday. They were fixed automatically for some crazy reason on Saturday.
Okay. Well,
so now they work.
It's just for the optics. Do they know if the phone was switched off? Wasn't there something kind of off about the phone? The mechanic went in and out.
Okay, so either somebody turned the phone off and destroyed it, or the battery died.
Okay, so
we're not for sure.
Right. I had thought that maybe there was something saying that it went off and then it came back on, then went off. There was nothing like that.
No. So today they put out a post that said that their last ping information was incorrect.
Oh,
that's right. They did.
Yeah.
I mean,
so unfortunately, we spent a lot of time searching that last ping area for no reason. A lot of man hours were spent on that last ping area.
Yeah.
And how far along do you guys plan on being out there for?
So I leave tomorrow morning for a doctor's appointment tomorrow afternoon, and then I'll be back here on Wednesday.
Okay.
For at least another week. I do a week at a time.
Okay.
The fact that ping was so inaccurate or showed something, that does kind of tell me that it was moving when it went off.
Right. It could have been, and I keep telling everybody it could have been in a car.
Because, geo-tracking and phones are something that we've had an interest in. We've covered different cases here, well, one of the cases that we cover, obviously, is the Brian Koberger case out of Idaho. Geotracking is one of the ways that they had located him and his phone and stuff. And I had spoken with a person who was special forces in the military, top security clearance, and his job in the military was to geolocate some individuals, and he was very familiar with phone pings and things of that nature. And what he had told me was that those things can be very accurate down to a foot unless somebody's moving. Once somebody's moving at a specific speed, well, that's when it starts to get kind of iffy. So if it showed him somewhere else, that tells me that he moved, whether he went in that direction or another direction. That just kind of tells me, just kind of spitballing in that. And this is my thoughts, that he may have been moving.
If you look at the two large black dots at the map in the center of the circles.
Yes, ma'am.
Those dots are cell towers.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, we broke it all the way down. My investigators have been working very hard on this. Very hard.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough to track him.
But, we can only get so much information from PD, and we're not, they are actually, when we call them out, they're helping us. So I'm not going to dog them out or anything like that. I know they're in an open investigation. They're like, they can't give us. I wish there was more.
Yeah.
I really do. I wish there was more.
Was there any like gas stations or anything like that nearby that might have footage of cars passing by at that time?
I'm not sure exactly about the cars passing by. I know they asked everybody in the general area for their footage.
Yeah.
I know they went to businesses and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've been to Corpus a few times, and there is some desolated areas where there's no houses, just beachfront areas for a long ways.
We've been hitting those type of areas. We've been hitting like beachfront areas with no houses, no cars, stuff like that, abandoned properties. We just been doing everything we could possibly do to find this kid.
Okay.
No sightings. Nobody's come up saying any relative sightings or anything like that.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's just like he just walked out the front of the apartment complex towards the bus stop, and poof, he was gone.
Mark asked if any security footage showing a car in the area or leaving the complex. We spoke about the cameras. I don't think they were operational near there.
No, they weren't. The apartment complex's cameras did not work.
Yeah.
And the gates didn't even work. So the gates didn't even work until I came on Friday, I think it was the 8th, and the gates were fixed on the 9th.
Jeez. Sounds like a vehicle abduction to me is what Extreme Blonde says. That is probably something that I also, I considered it too. I'm just thinking that if somebody abducts someone, there's probably some sort of like resistance to it. You know what I mean? And somebody's probably going to have to put somebody in the vehicle and take off at a high rate of speed or, control them.
Correct.
Unless he made him drive. But even at that,
at this point, you just don't even know. Like, there's nothing to show.
No, I know. It's odd because I would assume that if somebody, because I've been in law enforcement before, and I stopped somebody being abducted before, and
that's pretty neat. Thank you for that.
Yeah. There was a guy who got into an argument with the wrong person, and they were trying to put him in a vehicle when I pulled around the corner, and there was the fight, the struggle. There was, the whole 9 yards there. There was people yelling. You could hear things. Now, I know that this was, in the dead of the night, but when it's quiet like that, you have a complex. If somebody yells or screams or something like that, you would assume that person's going to want to get out of there at a high rate or as quick as possible, and that they would take off at a high rate of speed. And I would assume that there would be some sort of tire marks on the ground, showing.
We didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, we've been in that apartment complex and around that apartment complex in ditches and all that at least 3 times. 2 times on foot and 1 time on ATVs.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
it's just, you know, it's sad. It's really super sad.
no,
I
it
feel
is.
the father's pain because, you know, we met him, we had dinner with him, we sat down with him, we broke bread with him, we talked about his son. Like, I just feel that burden on my back, if you know what I mean, and that's why I haven't stopped. I'm on day 26. Obviously, I'm in a hotel.
Right.
My TikTok followers and everybody on the Facebook have provided lodging for me to stay down here.
So a couple of more comments here coming off. When was he reported missing? He was reported missing by the roommates when they found his food outside, right?
So he was reported missing around 1 p.m. on Monday.
Okay.
I think what they did was look for him for about an hour or so after they noticed that the food was outside and he wasn't in the room. And then they called CCPD and then they called his parents.
Yeah, I saw that you know, they saw his keys, his wallet, and then the food was outside, and
his truck was outside.
Yeah. So to me, I mean, there's only a few possibilities. Either he got abducted, and did they do like a apartment searches in the same complex?
They did. They did their apartment and other apartments. They went through with the dogs. They cleared the roommates, the 2 roommates, and the Uber Eats driver.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I remember I lived in an
No,
apartment complex.
the Uber Eats was delivered after he was already missing. I know a lot of people aren't understanding that.
Yeah. Yeah, he left, and the last footage of him was at 3:12, or not last footage of him, the last picture he took, and the last ping he had was at 3:12 a.m. And I believe it was 3:20. 3:03.
That 312 is the one they're saying they're not 100% sure of.
That's true. That's true. So
303 in front of the apartment complex.
Right. So that's the last time that they verifiably know where he was at, that they're informing us at least. And the food wasn't delivered till 3:20, I believe.
Correct. And that food was still sitting there when the roommates woke up, opened the front door the next morning.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean that doesn't make any sense as far as like him leaving on his own, as far as like just taking off, right? Like, you know, I don't want to be here no more. I'm fed up. I'm gonna just walk away.
My biggest thing was if he was actually doing that, would he take at least his ID? Because you have to have an ID to do anything. You can't get on a boat, a train, a plane, a bus, anything without your ID.
Yeah, and then also you would need shoes to at least do all that walking. I mean, I understand you walk on the beach, but when that sun comes out, that concrete turns into, you know,
that pavement is hot. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, this seems like it's turning more towards the, you know, maybe a kidnapping or.
And it's entirely possible. I mean, at this point, what I tell everybody and everybody on my team is I'm not putting any option down until I can prove it wrong.
Yeah.
Because there's so many possibilities that could have happened to him right now.
And
I don't have like a single focus that I'm on. I don't have one of those yet.
I think Corpus doesn't have the safest communities either. It's got its issues too.
I've learned that when I've been down here for the last month. I've learned that.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of you know, a lot of drug use, a lot of homeless.
I was going to ask, is there any homeless camp or anything like that around here?
Yeah, we ran into numerous homeless camps.
Okay.
And we just announce ourselves, search and rescue. We're looking for Caleb Harris, you know, and then we just go from there with them so they know that we're not law enforcement.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've snacks. We've given them drinks. We've done everything we possibly could to get information.
Mm-hmm.
Handed out flyers, everything.
Why would he be walking this direction, though? Let me think. Let me just think about this. He's walking at 3 o'clock. He sends a picture to his buddy. Why go this direction?
I don't think he was going that direction. I think he was just going out to the ditch. There's a bus stop not too far from that ditch. I think he was just using it to stand there because it's covered.
Okay.
And the
If
bus
you
is
look, I don't think so. No. Yeah. They stop at 10 a.m. and when did they start again? I'm sorry, 10 p.m. they stop.
I think it's
6 a.m. they start back up. Yeah, that's the bus stop right there. You just passed it.
Yeah, it's right here.
And then the ditch is just to the left of that. There's the ditch right there.
What would you be going over here to see?
I don't know if he went anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he left the complex.
Right. But whatever happened, to me, I think it happened right there and he got in the car.
Yeah. And it's pretty rural. There's nothing really out there.
No, it's a bunch of corn crops. There's a bait shop. There's a block over. There's a boat repair facility. Behind there, there's some juvenile like baseball fields and things like that. Another apartment complex.
Yeah.
But we fully made our way out about 8 miles from his apartment in a circle.
Okay.
And then, as you can see on our map, we've been out to Port A. We've been out to, I'm looking at the map. Hold on. We've been out to North Padre Island. We've been out to Cal Allen, Petrolina. There's a lot of different places that we've just got. Where was that 666? San Patricio County, where they found some other remains of other people on Ranch Road 666. I mean, we've done as much as we can do.
And like somebody put on there, to be able to help you and assist you if they want to go out there, if they live out there, how do they reach you and contact you?
They can either Facebook message me or they can Instagram is Search and Rescue SATX. That's where I get a lot of people from.
Okay.
So that field that you're showing, Daniel, that's all brand new corn crops. They're like this big now.
Got you.
Yeah. So
all those fields around him, all those fields around him are corn crops. And there's you got to be really careful, except for this one you're showing right now, the ditch, we did all that. But if you look in front of the ditch, there's that brown area. That brown area is corn crops.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got to be, the plants are about 6 inches, right? Yeah, about 6 inches. And we walked through them, we straddled the corn crops walking through them, trying to not destroy their plants.
Yeah. I was going to say, because once they get, about chest high, you won't see nobody laying on the ground. But
they're baby.
Yeah. Do you guys use aerial footage of drones or anything like that?
Yes, we use the sky drones, and then we have 2 underwater drones that we use too.
Oh, nice.
You think there's a chance he got into a car willingly? Maybe somebody he knew?
It is a possibility, Daniel. It's a possibility. To me, at this point, anything is a possibility.
I think that's probably most likely, especially if he's taking a picture of somewhere randomly, sending it to somebody else in San Antonio. Maybe
they were saying
that
something
picture
about their Snapchat streaks.
And
see, I'm not super familiar with Snapchat, but from what I understand, they have to send it back and forth to keep their streaks going, and that's what that was about.
Right. No, I'm familiar with what that is. But, I mean, there's no peeling out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And
there's no tire marks in that area. There's nothing.
right. And so, like, you know, he left the complex for a reason. Takes a picture outside, sends it to his buddy who's in San Antonio, who's claiming it's for this streak stuff. Maybe he's taking a picture of a meetup point for somebody that he knows. Just me spitballing, and he gets in the car there.
I mean, it could literally be anything.
Because that would explain the no peeling out stuff if he willingly got into a car.
Right.
Now I'm just, like I said, I'm spitballing. This is just me and my own head, guys. Don't go with this and make some sort of conspiracy. You know,
we're pretty good at starting those by accident.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's no peeling out. You know, he goes to the front of the complex. I don't know. I mean,
and just so you know, we've been through that whole entire complex. We have scoured the complex for ring cameras. His truck is still there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, the roommates are still there. They're attending their college classes. They're trying to do the best they can do right now. They're trying to hold on to. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's a solid, you know, kid too. 5'11", big dude.
I'm 5'9", almost 5'10", and I weigh 180. He's 5'11", and he weighs 180. But he's a solid kid. He plays football, and other sports as far as they're told by the family.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he got, like, say, kidnapped, it would take two people to maybe carry him.
Absolutely.
If he got hit by a car accidentally and somebody hit him, there'd be drag marks at least.
There would be something there, and there's not.
Yeah.
That's the biggest deal. There's not.
There'd be broken glass or plastic from the car pieces. So
right. License plates or headlights or bumpers or like any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have anything.
The only other, like, that comes to my mind is I used to live in an apartment complex years ago, and this one gentleman, I guess, had kidnapped a young lady, and she had broke out, and she came knocking on our door asking for help and stuff. And the neighbor ended up calling police and being out there with her because we had our children with us back in then when me and my ex-wife were there. But that stuff can happen in your own, you know, apartment complex. So that's why I said if the police go search all the complexes, they do a dog search, because that would be where I would start with apartment complexes. Just to have that experience.
Those couple of days, they did search the apartment complex. They did knock on doors. They did ask for video. They did talk to people. But the extent of it, they're not going to tell me. So I don't know the exact extent of what they did.
Are you familiar? I mean, I don't know if you would know this, but does anybody mention him having any type of dating profiles or anything like that out there on the interweb?
As far as I know, nothing. But that doesn't mean anything.
Right. No, yeah.
As far as I know, no. And we did have a girlfriend right now, and he was the type of kid that if he had a girlfriend, she was put to the forefront. She was the apple of his eye, I guess you would say.
Right. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking maybe he met somebody online and they were going to pull by or roll up, end up being like a catfish type of thing.
It could be.
Like you get what I'm saying?
Anything at this point, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're not discounting anything. Anything could have happened. Anything could have happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could have happened. Like I said, the one thing that just like bothers me is there's no signs of a vehicle trying to stop really fast, no signs of a vehicle trying to leave really fast. So it's either there wasn't a vehicle there, you know, and he left some other ways, or it just left very common, like nothing, which is curious.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The whole thing is a complete mystery to me. I've never ever had a case where there was nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
there's literally nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing the best I can to cover areas, you know, just basically we're covering areas that locals are telling us that, hey, go look over here. Hey, go look over there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and like I said, today's date is 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. If anybody knows anything whatsoever, please contact authorities. And if you don't want to contact authorities, if you prefer to, if you want to keep yourself anonymous, just create an email, and you can email it to me, and I can make sure it gets to the right information, gets to the right place. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Absolutely. They can email me the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Did the dad have any what was he saying? Like his son.
He just basically just described his son. He says he's a good student. He's a great kid. He loves fishing. He loves hunting. He loves participating, with his roommates and all kinds of stuff. And he just really opened his heart to us and really took us in and let us know what he thought about his child.
Mm-hmm. Is this true? The roommates took and passed the polygraph test?
Yes, they did.
Was it voluntarily?
That's actually one of my investigators. Yes, they were voluntarily.
They were voluntarily? Okay.
Yeah, nice.
But all right. That's good to know.
That's one of my investigators that's telling you that.
There's still human smuggling and abduction, so that especially
there is. There's sex trafficking, there's wage trafficking, there's labor trafficking. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I just don't know what category this case is going to fall into because I don't have enough information.
Yeah. There could be a many things.
I would have that. You would think this would happen to somebody camping on the beach. Might get picked up there, but somebody right outside their apartment complex where there's possibility of cameras catching you. That's pretty cool.
There's this point, it's just, to me, there's so many possibilities. It's endless possibilities of what could happen.
Yeah.
The Bama says here sounds wild, but maybe he went to go pick up some dog poop from walking the dog, and that's why he was outside of the complex. The pictures that he sent out of him walking the dog was inside the complex, right?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Not 100% positive, but you could see him and the roommates with the dog on the video from 1 whatever o'clock it was.
Right. If there's I don't know if you have female searchers on your crew, if they would,
I do.
Make a fake dating profile and see if his profile is online. I think that could play a pivotal role. I'm sure police are looking into that. But
it's a possibility.
I'm sure if Big Blue drove out to Corpus and he turned on his Tinder app, I don't think he's gonna match. So you know what I'm saying? So
I do have some great girls on my squad. Yes, I do.
Yeah, just to see if he's showing up, because if he is, then this very well could be some sort of catfish thing turned bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm sure the police looked into that and checked whatever they could, but without his phone, I'm not sure what direction they could have looked. Online stuff without a phone and knowing what apps he has for what warrants to get and where to look it's a needle in a haystack sometimes.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Dad might still be paying the bill because he was off at college, so Dad might be able to get the records and the permission to be able to, the police to be able to search his phone, his messages and everything. Because he's a account holder. If he's an account holder, I'm pretty sure most college students don't start paying their own phone bill until after they're done with college.
It says here, is there any ANPR in the area? I'm not sure what that is. Anybody know what ANPR is?
What is ANPR?
I have no idea. I was hoping maybe it strung up something. Let's see. I had 13 of these starred. What did I get? So yeah, Go ahead, Blue.
I said I don't think there's any alligators in that area. I mean, there is alligators in Texas, but
Yeah, but I mean, I think that if there was an alligator that got him from somewhere around there, there would be some sort of evidence of that blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that, or a disturbance on the ground. You know, stuff like that.
I mean, we're out there looking for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. How long are you
We
guys?
have to pay attention to everything.
Yeah. So I know you said that you're going to be heading back to San Antonio. Then you're going to be heading back up there again, or how long do you plan on?
Correct. So I'm leaving tomorrow morning for a doctor's appointment, and I'll be back Wednesday for another week. And at the end of that week, I'll make my decision whether I'm going to stay or go.
Got you. Hopefully, there's something that populates or comes up. Please keep us
Right.
informed.
It's just like a gut feeling. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, do I stay?
Yeah.
Do I go? I talk to the family. I'll do everything I need to do.
Yeah.
Other than that, a couple of weeks ago, were you guys involved in the search here at the Calaveras Lake?
What?
A couple of weeks ago, were you guys involved in the search for the gentleman at Calaveras Lake?
No. No, that was Bear County Sheriff's and the game wardens only.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate everything you do and coming on here again. We're at about that hour mark. Let everybody know again if they wanted to help, whether it would be, donation, financial or time, to assist or volunteer, where they can reach you at one more time.
Correct. So we have, if you go to TikTok, I'm under Nina Glass 1. In my link tree in TikTok is how you can donate if you want to do that. If not, it's how you can message me to let me know you want to do something else. We appreciate any and all donations or anything you want to do. Like, while we've been down here, people have donated to pay for my stay, obviously, but people have also donated to bring us food, and that's been phenomenal. So we don't have to worry about paying for lunch and dinner.
That is awesome. That is awesome, guys. Make sure you guys go out there and check her out and check out the TikTok and keep informed. Do let us know if anything pops up so we can
absolutely, Daniel. Absolutely.
Help
I got
put the
you.
word out there. I appreciate you.
I want to thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Work. I want to thank you for the work you do. It's not an easy job.
No, it's not.
To take time out of your life to go try to help somebody else find a family member.
No, it is not. It is not. Good things. And we thank Nina again for joining. This is the second time that she's been on. Last time, her and her rescue, which is search and rescue SATX, were in assistance of finding Savannah Soto and Matthew Guetta, two individuals who were missing and or parents too, or soon to be parents who were missing and unfortunately were deceased by the hands of somebody else. So they assisted in locating his and her body, and that's the last time they came on. This time again, obviously, for Caleb Harris. If you know anything, please contact the authorities. Again, if you don't feel comfortable talking to police, you don't want to get involved, or maybe perhaps you know the person or a person who may be involved, and you don't want it to get back to you, you don't got to go through the police. You can just email myself, Blue, or whoever, just drunkturkeyshow@gmail.com. We'll make sure that information gets to the appropriate place. And
I think that somebody's asking what was major also. I think it was environmental science, you said?
Yes.
And possibly wanted to become a game warden, which is good. But to become a game warden, all you need to get is apply for the program, and you can get in and get your PO license, and you can do it without getting any big certificates like environmental science or bachelor's degree. But it helps. It makes more money, and you got more knowledge.
And this was what Caleb was wearing last. It appears he has, I don't know if this is shorts, but it looks like a watch right there also. So it looks like he has a watch on his wrist, a hat. I'm not sure if he's wearing a necklace there, but it's a white polo shirt, teal shorts, I believe, and was barefooted last time that they had seen him. If you have any information, please contact your local authorities.
Yeah.
With that being said, Big Blue, you got any final words for anybody?
No, I just want to say my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, his parents, his dad. I think that's the only one I've heard of. I haven't heard mom. It's going through a very difficult time. I wouldn't be able to even be nowhere near where you are, and feelings, and God bless you. Hope your son comes home.
100%.
Right.
Barbara, 100%. Send us an email. We'll help you. We'll help you as well. Well, guys, that being said, we're out of here. We'll be back on Wednesday night unless something crazy pops up from here to there. That being said, we're out.